Donald Trump spent 5 hours on the witness stand under oath being grilled by Letitia James' prosecution team in the civil suit in New York. He was ranting, raving, yelling, screaming, threatening, calling out the attorney general, calling out the judge, the one guy who's going to make the decision against Donald Trump. It was pretty crazy, but it was pretty much everything we expected. Donald Trump even embarrassed himself a couple times. That's no big surprise. Uh, the prosecution was asking about whether he was involved in some valuation sometime later in 2021, and Donald Trump said, I couldn't be involved in that. That's why I don't know about it. I was too busy being the president and dealing with China and Russia. Well, the prosecution pointed out, well, Mr. Trump, you weren't the president then, so you couldn't have been doing that. He just moved on because Donald Trump does not accept defeat. He doesn't accept embarrassment. He is absolutely fucking shameless. So after the prosecution got done with him on the stand, it was now the defense team's option to cross-examine Donald Trump. But you know what they did? They said, get that motherfucker off the witness stand. He ain't going to do us any good. They knew that even the questions, the softball questions that they would ask, Donald Trump would cause more problems for himself than if he just got off the stand. So Donald Trump is no longer on the stand, and Ivanka Trump is going to testify on Wednesday. That should also be interesting. Maybe not quite as tense and raucous, but it could be more damning. So we'll see what happens with that. Ultimately, the defense is going to have to put up a case, and we'll see what they do if they do anything. We've got people yelling about, oh, they've got no case. The case has been decided. There's been a judgment, a summary judgment. Donald Trump, his organization, and his family committed fraud. All we're deciding here is how much Donald Trump, the organization, and his family is going to pay. It's going to be a lot. Letitia James is asking for $250 million. It's probably going to well exceed that. We're also going to find out if Donald Trump is no longer allowed to do business in New York. As I've said before, this may be the most devastating case that Donald Trump is involved in today. It will take away everything that Donald Trump feels identifies him. And when they do that, Donald Trump will be little more than a shell of what he once was. And when it comes to the criminal trials, it'll be like stepping on a dead bug.